In this video, we're going to show you how to make your very own wet palette. So first off, we need some very simple materials. You will need a plastic container for your palette. Luckily I've got this old Citadel Mordheim turf palette, which even has a little lid to keep your wet palette wet when you've finished using it. You will also need some sponge. I've got this little 4-pack of sponges here from Morrison's. They didn't cost a lot at all. We also need some non-stick baking and grease-proof paper. This also came from Morrison's. I don't know if you can tell, but I bought most of these things from there. A permanent marker pen, or any sort of pen you can find, just to mark out your areas. A pair of scissors, snippy snip, and last but not least, a snake. Alright then, so let's begin. First we'll move these things out of the way. We shall start with our box. Just pull the lid off there, like so. Give that a blowout. We'll then take our spongy foam. I think I'm going to use the pink one. The pink foam is very, very snazzy. And then we're going to take our pen. We're going to mark around the inside. We'll do the classic drawing on the outside, underneath to get the size. Draw around there. Touch more there. There we go. Just like that. So see, I can just store my pen in the box. Grab my snippy snippers. I'm going to cut to the inside of the line. That way we know that it will fit. This is where we have a blooper reel where it won't fit. Take that pen back out and lay the foam, oh, it fits so good, inside the pot. Look at that. It's almost like it was supposed to fit in there. So there we go. That is stage 1. Stage 2, get your huge box of greaseproof paper, greaseproof paper, which you'll only need, look at this, which you will only need a minimal amount of. Looks good, doesn't it? This is good stuff. Oh, and now I have been blessed with a sheath. Can roll off like so. So then we'll do the same thing again. This time, I'm just going to snip it a bit first. So otherwise this thing's going to be coiling up all over the place. A bit like that snake. That snake was Genie, by the way. I'll put this back in the box for safekeeping for the next 300 years worth of wet pallets. Flip that over. Right, what I'm going to do now is just cut this a touch bigger than the sponge. And use a nice straighter edge actually. This edge here is straighter. My goal here is just to wrap those corners around the sponge. So we'll just draw down here. We'll draw down here. Just notch those so you can bend it a bit easier. Take that off. This is a bit like Art Attack, isn't it? This is an Art Attack. This is an Art Attack. This is not Art Attack. I'm in a good mood today. Right, snip round there. Snip into those corners. Check those corners. If you know that quote, let us know in the comments. Snip that last corner. Remove, get rid of that. And then I got that wrong, so you don't fold it around the sponge. You bend your paper inside the tub, so you have this nice lip here. If you can see that, it is working its way around. That'll prevent any oversplash or tides coming in over your, what's this doing here? Coming in over your, coming in over the top of your palette if you put too much water on. So what we do next is we get a little bit of water. I have some here in my painter's cup. This painter's cup was actually a Emmett cup from the Lego movie from McDonald's. And we're just gonna soak the sponge like so. Give that a tip. Don't know why I thought I was going to pipette this. There we go, that sponge should be nicely soaked now. Just give it a pat around so that water makes it, you don't want it sloshing everywhere, but you want your sponge nicely wet. It's always better when things are wet because you'll find they are easier to use. I think I might need a touch more water. Just a touch. The thing with sponges is that they absorb water, funnily enough. I still think we might need a bit more. You can see the air in here. I'm trying to work out when that air is gone, we know that we've got enough water in there. So yeah, we need a touch more again. Just when that sponge just becomes saturated enough. There we go, I think we're there. There we go, it's starting to creep in the sides. So this greaseproof paper now at the bottom here is very damp. So it's absorbing that water from the sponge below. And it will work with our paints to prevent them drying out so we can use the wet palette. I'm just going to finger it here. If you keep fingering it when it's wet, you can work those air bubbles out. Very wet there. This is where those folds really come into effect because they have prevented that water. Oh, did you see that? Coming over onto your main palette. And there you go. There is your finished wet palette. What I would suggest is if you have any excess water like that, just tip that out there. Obviously this will dry off. The other alternative is to leave it overnight and just let any excess water dry off. But that is it. That is your finished wet palette. Don't go spending 30 odd quid on a bit of plastic with a bit of foam in. Just use a tub and a bit of Morrison's foam. And then, if I fancy keeping that even wetter, I'll just pop my lid on overnight and my paints will be ready and usable the next day, rather than dry on a palette. So, that is it for the wet palette. Thank you very much for watching. Goodbye. We hope you enjoy everything you see here on Sci-Fi Wargamers. If you'd like to support the channel, please don't forget to like the videos or subscribe. You can even leave us a comment, as we love to interact with you guys. Also, you can support the channel by using one of the many links in the descriptions of each video below. Thank you very much for watching. Goodbye. Where are you going? Go back. Say goodbye. Bye bye.